The time for this debate has expired. Therefore, honourable members, I'm going to call on private and local order of the day number 1.
Waitaki District Council reserves another land empowering bill, third reading.
Point of order, the honourable member Tim McIndoe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I seek leave for this debate to be taken as one part and for the questions to be put separately at the debate's conclusion.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So is the members clear now? Okay. All right. I call. No, you need to call Nikki.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker.
I call the honourable member Nikki Wagner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the Waitaki District Council Reserves and Other Land Empowering Bill be now read a third time. Mr. Speaker, this bill is a local bill sponsored by Waitaki MP Jackie Dean. And Jackie is very disappointed that she can't be here today and wants to thank the submitters, the officials and the members of the committee for all their hard work. She's very pleased that we've got here to the third reading. It's been a very interesting and complex bill, and everyone has worked pretty diligently to get it right. Now, the purpose of this bill is to revoke the reservation of 2 pieces of land within the Waitaki district and to clarify the status of the third piece of land. The first 2 pieces, the Palmerston Showgrounds and Lot 1 DP 345820, are sections, and they are straightforward revocations of the Reserves Act status. In the case of the Palmerston Showground section, it will allow Waitaki District Council to sell the land to the current lessees. In the case of the Lot 1 section, it will allow Waitaki District Council to regularise the sale of the section to the current registered proprietors and allow title to their property to be unencumbered by any notation relating to the Reserves Act. But it's the third piece of land that is much more controversial, and that's where the committee spent its time. This piece of land is known as Lookout Point or Forester Heights. And the bill is made to correct a historical error. Now, this error was caused by a combination of factors, but was mostly to do with semantics. Now, the committee received and considered 27 submissions and heard 7 submissions orally, and by majority recommended that the bill would be passed. Now, I'd just like to talk a little bit about Lookout Point. The land was originally purchased by the government from Ngātahu in 1848 as part of the Kemp purchase, and this land was included in the original subdivision of the town of Oamaru. In 1885, the land was set aside as an endowment in aid of funds for the benefit of the then Oamaru Borough Council, now the Waitaki District Council, in accordance with Section 38 of the Land Act 1877, Amendment Act 1884. So it went back a while. There was an administrative oversight in 1937, and at that stage it was mistakenly vested, this piece of land, now to the Waitaki District Council, as a reserve. In other words, reserve status and endowment status are 2 completely separate concepts, and this might not have been fully appreciated in 1937. So originally it was an endowment, but was reserved as an endowment, and then it transferred to become reserve land. This bill will simply address the clerical error made in 1935 by clarifying the status of the land as an endowment. Now, this background sounds reasonably straightforward now that we've sorted it out, but it actually took a lot of time and energy and research to make sure that we got it right. And I'd really like to thank the officials for their painstaking work. I really appreciated the fact that as new information came, we requested them to go back and check, to double check and even triple check the documents, because we wanted to be absolutely sure that we got it right. This confusion has gone back to 1937, it goes right back to 1884, and we wanted to clarify it completely. So it gives us great confidence that everyone, the Land Information New Zealand, that's LINZ, the Department of Conservation, Ngāi Tahu, the Commissioner of Crown Lands and the Parliamentary Council Office all agree with our conclusion about the status of land is correct. So that's ticks all round. Everybody agrees. Over the years, the issue has divided the community, and there's been a lot of historical study and research undertaken by locals, and we really appreciate the work that they've done to get all the facts on the table. However, there was also some confusion about the role of the Select Committee by locals. Our job was to clarify the existing land status, not to recommend how the council should use the land. That, of course, is the decision of councillors and of the community. We were there to establish the facts. Others must decide what to do with the land that many hoped would remain a reserve despite the endowment status. So we were very pleased to hear from the Waitaki District Mayor, Alex Hamilton, that once the status is clarified, he would go back to the community to make any decisions about its future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr. Speaker.
I call the honourable member